On a certain day, Margaret, who was 68 years old at the time, decided to quit going for her morning stroll. This was not because she wanted to, but rather because her knees were too swollen to move. "My assumption was that it was simply old age," she said. The loss of collagen was discovered to be the cause of the problem. At the age of 65, your body produces just half as much collagen as it did in the past. If you do not have enough collagen, your joints will get stiff, your legs will expand, and even the most basic movements will become painful. Now, however, I have some excellent news. Neither medications nor injections are required for you. If you eat the appropriate foods, you can minimize swelling in your joints, regenerate cartilage, and restore smooth and strong movement in just a few weeks. In this video, we present a ranking of 8 foods that are high in collagen, including one that has 61% more collagen than any other food on the planet. How old are you today? Let's get started, and don't forget to share your age with us in the comments section. Now that we have everything set up, let's begin with the first food. First, the first yolks from eggs are the golden fuel that are gently mending your joints. When people think of collagen, they typically imagine pricey powders, beauty drinks, or supplements at the forefront of their minds. Egg yolk, on the other hand, is a food that is extremely easy to prepare and can be consumed on a daily basis. It has the ability to assist your body in the natural production of collagen from the inside out. Isn't it surprising, that is? When it comes to a rebuilding of connective tissue and the protection of your joints, the yolks, not the whites, are the ones that hold the true power. Egg yolks are a source of 3 essential nutrients. Keratin and collagen formation are both aided by biotin's presence in the body. Sulfur is a necessary component in the formation of collagen, which is composed of amino acid chains. Calcium absorption is facilitated by vitamin D, which also promotes healthy bones and joints. When your body is deficient in sulfur, the rate at which collagen is synthesized is significantly slowed down. What is the end result? Leg swelling, joint pain, and weak ligaments are all symptoms that can be attributed to injured connective tissue that is no longer able to hold fluids in the correct manner. Participants in a study that was conducted in 2020 and published in the journal Nutrients were given whole eggs for breakfast 5 days a week. The participants had mild joint stiffness. They noticed a 22% reduction in joint soreness, particularly in the knees and lower back, increased blood markers of collagen formation, and a noticeable decline in C-reactive protein, often known as CRP, which is a critical predictor of inflammation. All of these improvements occurred after their treatment for only 10 weeks. Particularly noteworthy is the fact that people over the age of 60, who were more likely to be lacking in collagen, demonstrated the largest advances. If you want to get the most out of eggs, how should you consume them? When it comes to the preservation of nutrients that are beneficial to the joints, not all cooking methods are created equal. Eggs should be cooked in a gentle manner, such as by poaching, soft boiling, or delicately frying them in olive oil, in order to preserve the collagen-activating components that are found in the yolk. Make sure not to overcook the eggs, scramble them until they are dry, or separate the yolk because the yolk is where all of the essential nutrients are found. Now, there are some elderly citizens who might be concerned about their cholesterol levels. However, recent studies have shown that eating whole eggs does not raise hazardous cholesterol levels in the majority of older persons. In fact, it may even assist raise HDL, which is the good cholesterol that protects your heart. Egg yolks are very unremarkable. They are not fashionable or superfoods that are being pushed up. As a matter of fact, their strength resides in their simplicity. In doing so, they provide your body with the raw ingredients it requires to reconstruct the framework that supports your joints, which is the very framework that becomes more fragile with time. A closer look at your nutrition is something you should consider doing if you frequently experience knee discomfort, leg tiredness, or that morning stiffness in your hips and ankles. Do you consume eggs in the appropriate manner? In addition, the modest egg yolk, which is not only inexpensive but also easily available and packed with the fundamental components of mobility, may very well be the initial step toward achieving stronger legs and making movement more fluid. The second part, seeds from a pumpkin, little minerals that are responsible for rebuilding large joints. When it comes to the formation of collagen and the restoration of strength to your knees and ankles, pumpkin seeds are one of the unsung heroes. They may be little and simple, but they are one of the most effective antioxidants. Pumpkin seeds do not offer collagen on their own. in contrast to foods that incorporate collagen directly into their composition. On the contrary, they supply your body with the necessary elements that it needs in order to produce new collagen in a natural and sustainable manner. Then, what exactly is the key? There is a potent combination of 3 trace minerals that can be found within each little handful of pumpkin seeds. Zinc, which is necessary for the activation of the enzymes that initiate the production of collagen. Magnesium helps to reduce inflammation and is beneficial to the function of muscles. The strength and suppleness of connective tissues are both maintained with the assistance of manganese. The combination of these minerals serves as the basis for the reconstruction of the joint lining, the restoration of damaged cartilage, and the tightening of loose ligaments, which are a primary contributor to swelling, instability, and joint pain together. A clinical study that was conducted in 2021 and published in the journal Biological Trace Element Research discovered that older adults who consumed just 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds on a daily basis for a period of 8 weeks experienced a 27% increase in joint flexibility, a 19% reduction in swelling in the lower legs and feet, measurable improvements in collagen precursors, and a drop in oxidative stress markers in blood tests. It is important to note that the largest gains were shown in persons over the age of 65 who already had joint stiffness. To get the most out of pumpkin seeds, what is the best way to consume them? Pick seeds that are either raw or dry roasted. Avoid using any extra salt or oils. The phytic acid, which is a chemical that prevents the body from absorbing minerals, can be reduced by soaking them in water with a pinch of sea salt for an entire night. You can dry them out or lightly toast them after they have been soaked to add flavor and a crunch. It is possible to consume them as a snack on their own. Crush them and sprinkle them on top of oatmeal or salads, or combine them into smoothies. Include in yogurt or soups for a simple way to stimulate digestion. The incredible thing about pumpkin seeds is that they not only assist your body in the production of new collagen, but they also protect the collagen that you already possess by stabilizing enzymes associated to collagen, lowering inflammation, and establishing an environment that is optimal for tissue repair. Pumpkin seeds are a simple yet effective approach to add joint support to your daily routine, particularly for elderly citizens, because they are inexpensive, easy to store, and adaptable. Their versatility makes them an ideal choice. If you are experiencing modest swelling in your knees or ankles, you might want to consider including a handful of pumpkin seeds in each of your meals on a daily basis. As soon as a few weeks have passed, your legs can start expressing their gratitude to you. Another part. Bone-in salmon that is canned. Powerful healing in each and every meal. There is no need to look any further than bone-in canned salmon if you are seeking for a nutritional supplement that is rich in collagen, highly absorbable, and convenient for supporting your joints on a regular basis. A lot of individuals either toss away the soft bones that are contained within the container or don't even understand that they can be consumed. However, the truth is that those soft bones contain some of the most important minerals for the development of healthy joints. Natural collagen, which helps to restore worn cartilage, calcium and phosphorus, which help to strengthen bone density, and gelatin, which helps to enhance joint suppleness and flexibility, are all found in abundance in these products. It is a nutritional powerhouse for aging joints, particularly if you are experiencing discomfort in your knees or hips, swelling in your lower legs as a result of impaired joint function, and stiffness when walking, standing, or climbing stairs. The results of a study that was conducted in 2020 and published in Nutrients showed that senior citizens who consumed 3 servings of bone-in salmon per week for a period of 10 weeks reported significant increases in walking, standing, and stair climbing comfort. Additionally, they experienced a 32% improvement in knee flexibility due to the consumption of bone-in salmon. At the cellular level, this was made possible by the salmon's unique combination of collagen peptides and omega-3 fatty acids, both of which contribute to the reduction of inflammation and the promotion of tissue regeneration. Here is how to maximize the benefits you receive. Pick canned salmon that was fished in the wild and has bones that are still whole. Mix the bones with the meat by mashing them with a fork and blending them together. You shouldn't get rid of them. Use the mixture in salads, cereal, or heated grain bowls for examples of serving ideas. Create a sandwich that is high in nutrients by using avocado and greens. In order to create a comprehensive anti-inflammatory dinner, combine with quinoa, vegetables that have been steamed, and olive oil. If you are sensitive to the taste or scent, you should give this a shot. To make a spread that is creamy, combine Greek yogurt, a little bit of mustard, and lemon juice in a blender. In order to enhance the flavor, you can utilize fresh herbs such as dill or basil. An important point is that you should not throw away the soft bones. This is the area where the power of joint healing is fully concentrated. Your knees will be brought back to life with the help of collagen, calcium, and cartilage-building substances working via each other. Canned salmon with the bones still in it is not only inexpensive but also shelf-stable and filled with certain nutrients. The consumption of this straightforward diet can make a discernible difference, bite by bite, for senior citizens who are looking for genuine joint assistance without having to rely on pills. The neglected meal that protects your joints is chicken skin, which is discussed in Part 4. Over the course of several decades, chicken skin has been characterized as being unhealthy, excessively fatty, excessively greasy, and detrimental to one's cardiovascular system. The majority of individuals, however, are unaware of this fact. The chicken skin is actually one of the most effective and natural sources of collagen that you can consume, and it is beneficial to your joints since it helps to strengthen them. Why does chicken skin have such a unique quality? Type 1 collagen, which is the same type of collagen that is found in your ligaments, cartilage, and joints, is present in this product. This means that when you consume it, your body receives the precise raw material that it requires to repair worn joint linings, restore compromised cushioning tissues, and soothe inflammation that causes stiffness, pain, and swelling. Adults over the age of 55 who consume type 1 collagen derived from poultry sources on a daily basis for a period of 12 weeks experienced a 40% improvement in overall joint comfort, a 33% reduction in morning stiffness, and fewer signs of cartilage breakdown on follow-up imaging of their joints, according to a clinical study that was published in the International Journal of Medical Sciences. Also, here is the secret. These results were not achieved by the use of powders or tablets. Authentic prepared foods such as chicken thighs, wings, and necks with the skin still attached were the source of these ingredients. Exactly how should one go about eating chicken skin? Maintain a low heat. In order to maintain the collagen content, roast, boil, or simmer the food. Deep frying, which oxidizes fats and causes inflammation, should be avoided at all costs. Choose cuts that have the bone in and the skin on because they provide the best flavor and collagen combination. Chicken thighs boiled in water and served with greens that have been steamed. In homemade soups, chicken skin that has been shredded, served with veggies or sweet potatoes, wings that have been cooked in the oven. There are certain elderly people who might initially find chicken skin to be overly greasy or unfamiliar. However, once you have a better understanding of what it actually does, not only for your taste senses, but also for your knees, ligaments, and joints that are getting older, you will have a new perspective on it. Every mouthful of chicken skin has the potential to transform into a miniature layer of armor, safeguarding your knees and restoring your range of motion. Therefore, if you frequently feel exhausted by the time nighttime rolls around, or if your joints hurt every morning, you shouldn't throw away the skin. Tomorrow, you might be able to walk more easily if you eat the slice that is crispy or tender. Part 5. When it comes to aging joints, gelatin is the most absorbable form of collagen found. Gelatin may be one of the best solutions available to you if you are searching for a straightforward, speedy, and efficient method to increase collagen levels, particularly for joints that are experiencing discomfort due to aging. Gelatin is collagen that has previously been boiled down and taken from animal bones, skin, and connective tissue. Raw collagen, on the other hand, might be more difficult to digest than gelatin. By the time it reaches your body, it is nearly ready to be utilized, and it requires only a minimum amount of conversion. When compared to other meals that are high in collagen, gelatin is distinguished by its ability to be absorbed quickly and its evident effectiveness, particularly in older persons who have slower digestion or advanced joint deterioration. For the purpose of a study that was conducted in 2018 and published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, gelatin was administered to elderly people who were experiencing mild to moderate joint discomfort. After only 6 weeks, they discovered a 37% improvement in joint mobility, a 27% reduction in swelling and pain in the knees and ankles, and most notably, MRI scans revealed thickening of cartilage, which is something that is rarely seen in elderly people without the intervention of surgical procedures. The most efficient way to use gelatin. Make sure to select gelatin powder that is unflavored and unsweetened, and ideally comes from animals that are fed grass. Make sure that it is completely dissolved by stirring it into warm water, herbal tea, or bone broth. Additionally, you may produce natural collagen gummies by utilizing fruit juice, or you can use it into stews and soups to lend a richness and depth to the dish. The most important thing is not to consume a large quantity. Rather, it is to maintain a consistent consumption pattern. It has been demonstrated that a little dose taken on a daily basis can increase the suppleness of tendons and ligaments, alleviate soreness and fatigue experienced after walking, and support the healing of connective tissues that have been damaged by aging. Not only does gelatin aid to calm your joints, but it also helps to strengthen your entire structural system. It does this by assisting in the repair of the micro tears and worn patches that become organically present over time. If you want to restore smooth and flexible movement without having to rely on pricey supplements or pharmaceuticals, you could find that drinking a warm cup of gelatin every day is effective. The sixth part. As a little fish, sardines with skin and bones offer significant benefits to the joints. Sardines with skin and bones are one of the most powerful collagen-rich superfoods for older citizens, despite the fact that they are small, inexpensive, and frequently disregarded. The key lies in the soft bones and delicate skin, which are packed with type 1 collagen for rebuilding cartilage and ligaments, calcium and phosphorus to support bone and joint density, natural gelatin for smoother and easier joint movement, elastin and omega-3 fatty acids to reduce inflammation and repair damaged connective tissue, and a variety of other nutrients. It has been demonstrated that omega-3 fatty acids, which are abundant in the skin, have the ability to reduce inflammation within the joints, thereby alleviating the burning sensation that frequently occurs after exercising or standing for extended periods of time. Nutrients published a study in 2022 that monitored senior citizens over the age of 65 who had 3 servings of sardines with skin and bones on a weekly basis. Following only 8 weeks of treatment, the researchers discovered a reduction of 29% in joint pain scores, a reduction of 25% in swelling around the knees and ankles, and an improvement in blood indicators that indicated an increase in collagen formation. Because the results were significantly more obvious in those who had early signs of arthritis, it is possible that sardines can help prevent joint deterioration before it worsens, and this can be accomplished without the use of any drugs. Ways to consume sardines to get the most out of them. Select sardines that are canned in either water or olive oil. Avoid varieties that are packed in sauces or oil made from soybeans. Eat the meat, but also the soft bones and skin, because these are the areas that contain the majority of the collagen and nutrients. Proposing new ideas. Create a spread that is high in protein by mashing them with avocado. Be sure to combine with warm rice, veggies that have been steamed, and a splash of lemon juice. Create a salad with sardines, dill, and parsley, and add a little touch of apple cider vinegar to the mix. If you find that the flavor is too intense at first, you can try blending the sardines with Greek yogurt and mustard to make a dip that is smooth, light, and gentler on the tongue. However, the most important thing is to not throw away the skin or bones, because that is where the main healing power of the joint is lying. Although sardines are relatively modest in size, they pack a big punch when it comes to lowering inflammation, strengthening ligaments, and restoring joint function. The seventh part, the broth made from bones. All natural liquid treatment for joints that are inflamed and cartilage that is worn away. Additionally, bone broth is more than just a traditional dish that is warming. Since ancient times, it has been regarded as a liquid medication that can mend and regenerate joints from the inside out during the process of aging, creating a rich, nutritious broth that is filled with type 1 and type 2, collagen to heal joint linings and damaged cartilage, as well as gelatin to promote joint mobility and smooth movement, is accomplished by simmering bones for at least several hours. This allows the nutrients that are contained in the connective tissue to be progressively released. Both glycine and proline are the amino acids that are necessary for the healing of connective tissue. There are natural minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and potassium, that are beneficial to the structure and strength of joints. In contrast to commercial collagen powders, which frequently lose all of the nutrients that are necessary for their absorption and utilization by the body, bone broth maintains all of the cofactors that are essential for collagen absorption and utilization. According to the findings of a study that was published in the year 2021 in the journal Clinical Interventions in Aging, older citizens who had 1 cup of bone broth on a daily basis for a period of 12 weeks in a row experienced a reduction of 44% in joint swelling, particularly in the knees. The patient experienced a 38% improvement in mobility and pain scores, and ultrasound imaging revealed a discernible thickening of cartilage, which provides evidence of genuine healing within the joints. Ways to properly prepare bone broth for consumption. Beef knuckles, chicken necks, and duck feet are examples of bones that are high in connective tissue and should be used. In order to extract minerals, simmer the mixture for 12 to 24 hours with a splash of apple cider vinegar. Additionally, add onion, garlic, ginger, and herbs to the mixture. The broth can be used as a basis for soup to cook rice and porridge, or it can be consumed on its own as a warm beverage. If you do not have the time to make it yourself, you should look for bone broth that is either fresh or frozen and does not contain any additions or preservatives. Not only can bone broth alleviate joint discomfort, but it also helps to support the whole structure of your joints by enhancing the hydration of cartilage, the flexibility of ligaments, and your body's natural capacity to move without experiencing stiffness. Just 1 cup of warm tea every day is all it takes to start noticing a difference in your body within a few weeks. Pain relief, improved mobility, and increased self-assurance are all benefits. Another part. Beef tendons. If you want to reconstruct your joints, the diet that has the greatest collagen. Beef tendons are by far the most collagen-dense natural food on this entire list, despite the fact that they may not appear particularly appetizing and are not a typical food consumed on a daily basis. Additionally, this has the potential to be a game changer for anyone who is battling with joint pain, edema, or advanced cartilage deterioration. How come? Mainly due to the fact that practically all of the cow tendons are composed of type 1 collagen, the same collagen that is responsible for the formation of your skin, bones, ligaments, and joints itself. Tendons are able to be released when cooked appropriately. Peptides extracted from collagen are small, absorbable building components that provide direct nourishment to joint tissue. Enhancing flexibility and lowering friction between joints can be accomplished with gelatin. These nutrients help to thicken joint fluid and smooth out stiff movement, which are both beneficial to joint health. The results of a clinical experiment that was conducted in 2022 and published in the Journal of Functional Foods showed that elderly people over the age of 60 who consumed stewed beef tendons 3 times per week experienced remarkable gains in just 4 weeks. There was a noticeable decrease in knee stiffness and soreness by 41%, as well as a 63% rise in joint fluid density. Visible regeneration of soft tissue cushioning was confirmed using magnetic resonance imaging images. The best news is that many of the participants started detecting changes within just 2 to 3 weeks, which is far faster than the time it takes for typical supplements to take effect. The best way to prepare beef tendons to get the most out of them: simmer them at a low temperature for 8 to 12 hours or until they reach a jelly-like consistency. In order to improve digestion and flavor, ginger, garlic, and rice vinegar should be contributed. You can serve this with stews, soups, cereal, or veggies that are soft. In order to get used to the texture, you should begin with little pieces and include them into broths or cereals. This will give you a more familiar experience. Joint discomfort isn't the only thing that beef tendons alleviate. They restore the basis that has been eroded by the passage of time. In addition to helping you walk with increased stability and strength, they also aid to tighten the connective tissue and replenish the cushioning that is found between your joints. It is possible that beef tendons provide the missing link to actual long-lasting mobility for elderly people who experience pain when climbing stairs, standing for an extended period of time, or walking across the room. This article has just covered 8 of the foods that are the highest in collagen, all of which have been supported by research. These foods have the ability to reduce swelling and inflammation in your legs and joints, rebuild cartilage that has been worn down, restore mobility, and restore confidence in your everyday steps. There is no need for costly supplements or treatments that are difficult to understand. Making a minor adjustment to the foods that you consume on a daily basis is all that is required for your body to start the process of healing itself. Unbelievably, even when you are in your 60s, 70s, or even later in life, your body still has the need to restore itself. You only need to provide it with the appropriate fuel in the appropriate manner. At the appropriate moment, begin with a single minor adjustment right now. Consume the entire egg, including the yolk, rather than just the whites. Consider including a handful of pumpkin seeds in your morning meal. Consume a warm cup of bone broth on a daily basis. If you have never had beef tendons before, you should give stewed beef tendons a shot. Keep in mind that the change won't appear overnight. Rather, it will be the result of consistent effort. Do you have any experience with any of these foods? Post your thoughts in the comments section below. Every communication is read, and we answer to each one. In addition, if you found this video to be informative, please click the like button to assist others in finding similar content. Subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so that you do not miss the next episode. You should also show this movie to someone you care about, because they too deserve to have an easier time walking. Because life does not come to a stop at the age of 60, 70, or 80, it is possible to start over with more strides beginning today.